Sibelius scores are saved and stored as one single file with the file extension .sib. As you begin working in Sibelius, consider all of the following possibilities for saving and retrieving your scores. First, saving your Sibelius file is as simple as saving a text file on your computer. You can use the standard shortcut Command-S on Mac or Control-S on Windows, or you can visit the File tab and click Save. Additionally, Windows users can click the Save icon in that Quick Access toolbar, which will be in the upper left-hand corner of the Score window, and Mac users can choose Save from their File menu. As you continue to work and save, Sibelius will rewrite the original file at its original location, updating it for you. In case you're curious, the default location that Sibelius saves your files to is set up in Sibelius's Preferences. So let's make our way to the File tab, down to Preferences. And when that window opens, we're going to go to the Saving and Exporting page. In the Saving Scores area, by default, Save Scores In, this is the area where Sibelius is initially going to want to save your scores to. And you can change it if you'd like so that your scores will automatically want to save to another location. That's entirely up to you. Go ahead and click OK or escape out of Preferences. Another saving option, the Save As command, allows you to save an alternate copy of your score in a separate or new location. To do this, you can use the shortcut Command-Shift-S on Mac or Control-Shift-S on Windows, or you can visit the File tab, Save As. Mac users can also find a Save As command in their File menu. When you use Save As to save a new copy of your score, Sibelius will ask you to choose a new file name and/or a new location. So I'm going to go ahead and title this 110A. And you can put this anywhere else on your system. On Mac, you can expand this a little bit to see more places to go. I can put this on my desktop, for example. So when you've given it a new name and a new place, go ahead and click Save. And notice that Sibelius actually has closed your original file, and now you're working in that alternately saved file. If you'd like to share your score with someone who has an earlier or alternate version of Sibelius, like Sibelius First or Sibelius Student, then you'll need to know how to backsave your score so that they can open it. Backsaving your Sibelius 8.5 document to a previous version of Sibelius is actually an export option. So to backsave or export your Sibelius document to a previous or alternate version of Sibelius, you're going to visit the File tab, Export, and go to Previous Version. From here, you'll select the version that you'd like to save back to. Scroll down to the very bottom of this window and click Export. Give it a name and a place and click Save. Notice that your original version 8.5 file will remain open and untouched so that you can continue to work on it, but a backsaved copy of your file will now be preserved at the location you chose to export it to. In case you're curious, Sibelius 8.5 files are backwards compatible through Sibelius 8.1. So that means in order to open a Sibelius 8.5 file in Sibelius 8.0 or earlier, you'll have to go through this process of exporting your file to a previous version. Sibelius also has 2 automatic background processes working to save your score for you. And it's so good at doing this for you, you'd never even know unless I told you. First, by default, Sibelius will save a copy of your score every 10 minutes in an autosave folder. Your autosave folder is located in a hidden location on your computer's hard drive. If you go back to the Saving and Exporting page of Preferences, so File tab, down to Preferences, Saving and Exporting, then you can see the settings for Sibelius's autosave feature. It's good that you don't know where the autosave folder is, because the autosave folder is emptied every time Sibelius shuts down properly. You would never want to save your scores into that folder because they would vanish from existence every time you shut down Sibelius. The benefit of having autosave is that it could potentially provide you with the most recent version of your score should Sibelius or your computer crash unexpectedly. If Sibelius does not shut down properly, then it doesn't go through its usual process of emptying its autosave folder. When you start Sibelius back up again, it will search its autosave folder as part of its usual startup routine. If it finds a score in its autosave folder upon startup, it will give you the option to recover that score. It's that simple. And autosave works the same way in most applications, so now you can share this knowledge with others and thank Sibelius for teaching you how autosave works. But Sibelius also has one more trick up its sleeve when it comes to saving scores for you. Every time you save your score using the save command, Sibelius automatically saves a second copy of your score with a version number at the end of its file name into a backup scores folder. The backup scores folder, which is part of this auto backup feature, is located in the backup to location that's set up here in the saving and exporting page of preferences. So if you delete, lose, or somehow ruin your score, you can always look back in your backup scores folder to find a previously saved version of your score to work with. By default, Sibelius saves the last 200 saves that you've made. After 200 backups are saved into the backup scores folder, the oldest backed up files are deleted to make room for the new ones. You can change the number of backups that Sibelius will store for you from within the saving and exporting page here in Preferences. So as you can see, Sibelius provides you with several common saving options such as save, save as, and back saving or exporting to previous versions. But it also has 2 automatic processes in place to help ensure that the least amount of damage is done should your computer crash or should you spend too much time taking your score into the wrong direction and wish to return to an earlier version.